All right. I'm glad that we're on the same page for that. Yeah, I mean, I haven't had a chance to actually cast them a lot, but I just have a feeling that they are going to be a stronger team than maybe they are right this very second. I guess we're going to find out right now. So once again, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Here we got Venom versus NiP. It's a best of 3, and we are going to start on Dust 2 with already a little bit of battle out long. The flash has already been set up. It's a nice idea, but unfortunately with the USPs, they just can't quite find the spray down or the mow down that they were looking for. They do trade evenly, which I guess is not that bad, but I think they were looking for more than just a trade there.
Oh, nice re-peek from Snappy, though. I was going to say, enough time had elapsed so he could back away back onto that site, but now Shush is going to be called upon. He's been in good individual form, but that aim really lets him down. And now it's up to one of the new recruits, Kaspersky, with the Julies, and takes both heads. Innocent and Flay put on the deck, and it will be first blood claimed by NiP. Yeah, the scout kind of expected. A lot of teams will try and force that in as fast as possible, but it's the pistols alongside it maybe that's a bit more of a head scratcher. A flash is good though. Wrinkle tosses that in, allows Snappy to activate with the MP9, but a 1-for-1 trade, not necessarily ideal. Yes, he did a bit of damage to 2 more players, but it has afforded Venom the luxury now of just stabilizing a little bit, forcing out so much this utility, and allowing Shush to go for the backstab. Spray's good on the first player. Ton of adversaries showing their hands, smoke down, and there's Kaspersky from the back. So NiP is like a death from 1,000 paper cuts right now, but Venom are doing damage.
Yeah, Ujax, I think, had a big opportunity there to maybe get a kill. I don't know how maybe they just strafed in on the other side there, HFA. But ultimately, it will be Ujax to pick it up here. Can't really, I think, find anything better still. He's playing that A-ramp position. If he can just wait until they've thrown their smokes, which, yeah, they're going to do right now, he can counter some of this if he's really quick with it. We'll see. Already the first grenade coming out. Snappy's trying to buy some time as well, but he's going to go down inside of the smoke. Sobel there to pick up a couple of kills before they get closer. Wrinkles down and out. His grenades didn't do any difference whatsoever. And Kaspersky will be the next to drop, so Shush, just nothing you do about this one. Has to try and back a little bit further out. That's a really nice execute from Venom.
That have been around for a while, but yeah, you're spot on. There's nothing really Shush can do here apart from save. I mean, they do have a nice bank balance built up. Innocent will deny him, but they can buy again.
Hilarious grenade thrown there from HFA. They have more. It's just it was funny to see. Yeah, I kind of agree with the whole Inferno analysis as well. It's not my favorite map at the moment. Oh, the timing is absurd. See if he can do it again. Sobel, he can. Shush is going to have a bit of a personal vendetta against this guy soon, because that's twice now where, by all means, Shush probably had the better positioning. He had the advantage in terms of the information, and it just doesn't matter. Sobel, 2 kills here that I feel like he should have had none of them. Timing, maybe could have got Ujax killed, and he tries to just floor it. He wanted to go fast on this one, but they're really getting picked apart here. Honestly, Venom they're surprising me at the start. I know they've been playing together for a bit, but they are looking really sharp at the moment.
For him to be struggling this early on, that is a concern for sure.
Yeah, but I would say it's I would almost say it's the kind of understandable struggle where I would say it's just so unfortunate that he doesn't get some of those kills at the beginning. Wrinkle's going to be found, so really pretty tough start here for NiP, in spite of winning the pistol round and following it up with a couple there. Great calm and without too much stress happening in the team. So I don't know, like it was surprising to me that it even happened to begin with. But right now, obviously, like you said, a couple of times here where we had to be really critical. We would say he probably should have had those kills. He didn't, and yeah, that's cost him, I think, quite a bit. In my mind, this probably should have been like a 5-1 scoreline right now in favor of NiP. The fact that it's not is pretty devastating, but they're doing some damage in this round. If Shush can land a headshot here, maybe all could be redeemed. He's certainly in position for it. There's the one against Flay, but immediate return from HFA. It's a very nice spray.
Super important round here, though, for NiP. I mean, their economy is going to be able to afford a buy, but it's going to really bolster them and catapult them towards getting a solid half out of this. It is a map that can certainly lean T-sided at times, and this rotation from Wrinkle through the smoke, catching HFA off guard. Now, Innocent, the IGL, the veteran of this team with it all to do. Bomb is planted for him, has a full kit of utility, but the smoke is down. He's not fully buying on this one. He's being toyed with from the player of CT, trying to tap through that smoke, but Wrinkle should be okay behind the bomb, behind the site. And he uses that smoke as his sanctuary, so stealing the round from underneath Venom's nose, NiP regain the lead. Preemptively to try and stop any shenanigans with Molotovs, but Wrinkle instead is going to look down the hole through both of those smokes with the AWP. Nothing really forthcoming just yet, but now the pressure's going to start to be applied, and the first kill does go the way of Venom. And although Wrinkle stands his ground for one frag, it's a free kill from Innocent.
Yeah, he didn't recognize there was going to be a second player. It's kind of unlikely as well, so can't really blame him. Snappy trying to get flashed in, but instead he just dies in the flames. And Flay finds a kill simultaneously, taking down Kaspersky. Shush, the last one. And obviously with the health that he has, he had that from the start of the round pretty much. Not going to be able to contribute to this one.
Like paralysis by analysis approach. So I completely agree. Sometimes the basics are just best. Dust 2 lends itself very well to, if you can get those clean executes, that can be good enough. And hell, you got to have the aim behind it. And so far, Venom have had that in spades.
Oh, it's really sick spray while both of them were flashed. Block and Sobel, but none of them could really see anything, but still successfully finding those early kills. Making sure that they check out the car with the Molotov. I think it probably did burn behind it as well. Got to be careful you don't make too many assumptions there, but it looks like it was just fine. They do have the AWP on Wrinkle, so let's see if the smoke fades, if he's going to be able to find something, but right now they're just making the slow walk across. Nice position here with the AK. Swings into it. Shush, though. Great comeback for him. Been struggling to find some of these kills, but gets a double instead. And Flay and Innocent now in a very weird position.
Time though, that's the one element that works in their favor somewhat. Now Innocent is giving his position away, of course, but they can easily just dip back. The problem here though is that Shush, hot off the back of getting that double on the site, is now wrapping around. Innocent, his game sense is tingling and he does find himself. Shush takes a stray bullet to the head though, so he's dinked down to 9. 40 seconds now on the clock, but Flay has bypassed on long. Missing out on that shot is pretty costly. It allows Snappy to just survive in CT, and Wrinkle is providing Overwatch for the cross.
Been a nice position here, and that's an easy shot. Now, the bomb is going to be picked up by Innocent, so that's kind of what made them stick to the A-bomb side. There's an HE on Wrinkle, so this could be a very sad end to the clutch here. It already bounces off and right into his chest. You can kind of see it coming slowly. It's unfortunate for Innocent. It's a nice attempt, obviously, but there's nothing that he could probably ever do about that one. So
in multiple different iterations and teams. It's good to see Shush as well. I think that's a great confidence builder for him. Like you said, he's had a rough game. He's been that classic B-type meme where you're just constantly getting wrecked by multiple players or you're having to rotate late game or save. This time he gets himself in the thick of it, but they have lost the first player. This time around, it will be Flay going down first. Sobol, though, will even the odds.
Dodging each other, or the T-side just doesn't even have an AWP at all, so it becomes not so much an AWP versus AWP battle. Under a minute now, and a lot could really be riding on this here. If NiP loses this round, then there's a really good chance for Venom to clean up a lot of the rest of the half right now. They just don't have the cash to start to lose rounds at the moment. The trades continue. U-jerks is a nice idea, but Innocent, oh, he just has to stand up. And a straight headshot there. It looked like it was an awkward fight for a minute, but now they actually just have the bomb site under their control.
I really thought Ujuk saw his head. I thought he saw the pixel just over the horizon there, but apparently not. Didn't react to it. Now Kaspersky and Shush, I think it will have to be a save. For all the reasons that we were mentioning earlier. Their money is in no position here to try and grind back onto the site and see if they can get a retake. The problem, though, is Sobol is in position. The pillar may have just saved Shush. Sobol on low HP. Didn't push too far forward, but they are also stalling for this wraparound. HFA is making moves through on the T-spawn side. Kaspersky and Shush may not be long for this world. As the flash comes down, forces the shot out from Shush. This would be a disaster. They needed to save those two guns, and they have been denied. Venom now in pole position to take a 7-5 lead come the second half.
That should set them up nicely. I mean, it probably means they're going to bounce up to 6 rounds. And, oh, there's a force up here for NiP. I did not see that coming. Innocent couldn't see much of anything, but he will get traded out. He does get the 1 kill, I suppose, for Mas in the corner. Not the best position for this weapon. I feel like a slow rate of fire. You're so likely to be traded out, but Wrinkle in position for a little bit of a trick there. Gets the headshot on Block You, and it's now a 2 versus 3. Still a very winnable round for Venom, I've got to say, especially because HFA has that 1 Molotov, and I don't think they have a smoke on the CT side and not a kit either, so that one Molotov could just be deadly.
Oh, double from Flay. I love the idea from an IP. Like, you don't have a kit, you have to kind of just play aggressively. The downside is that Flay's aim is on point.
We've got a little bit of utility on the CT side, but it is not a lot. And Venom are back to executing on this one. I do like this really close execute that they've been running a couple of times, where instead of, you know, signaling it from far away, they throw the grenades and they go, and there's really no delay. And it's hard for NiP to rotate people in or slow it down at all, especially when they don't have the utility themselves. Snappy already low, and his head found immediately. Yeah, and they're going to win this one easily. But yeah, great speed behind this for the Polish squad. It's really cool to see.
Oh, no doubt. NiP have to go for this one. The timing, though, Sobol is often threaded the eye of the needle perfectly over on this B side. This more, obviously, on the mid. This is the same outcome. Wrinkle trades up to the AK, an uncharacteristic miss from Flay, but it really won't end up mattering a great deal. The time is way too low. There is no kit for Wrinkle. He's going to try and pad his stats as best as he can. He will end the half more than likely on the 10 frags. He flashes himself through the smoke, and he goes down where he stands. 7-5 to Venom. And that really did just feel like Venom smothered NiP that entire half. At no point did you feel as if NiP had any kind of comfort.
It's not going to do anything in a pistol round or in any round. Like, they'll just run through. But instead, it looks like Flay is going to be put to the test.
Well, his aim has been pretty damn sharp so far. Had a couple of big kills and that AK double, but this time Ujerks will deny him any opportunities. Kaspersky doubles up as well onto his fellow countryman, and this is looking like one of the cleanest pistol rounds you could really ask for. NiP bounce back with authority, and so they're not pushing the panic button just yet. They're in good position now to hold off and try and, especially with their economy yet to be fully stabilized. This, for me, is like really where they're going to get tested quite a lot, because we know Snappy's T-side calling is on point. We've already seen it established a couple of times here. So can Venom stand with the big boys? Well, double nade spam is good for Kaspersky at least. Snappy bypasses it, but he has lost his teammate.
You can sometimes pincer them right at the perfect time. One of the big problems, obviously, is going to be the lack of utility on the Venom side, so they'll have one flashbang on Sobel. We'll see if he can find a good use for it. Only one for the first kill there. but Snappy with a good return in the middle. You could see they're well aware. Ujerks is here, and he knows someone could have been trying to come through, and certainly got the reload in just in time to catch clock you. So Sobel and Innocent, 2 versus 3 here, and still about 45 seconds.
Good news for NiP, though, is they do have 2 smokes still, so they can throw the B split smoke if they need to, or of course they can toss one down onto the CT side, try and execute fully onto A, which seems to be the latter rather than the former that they're going to go for here. So plenty of utility to pull off this play. Snappy, I'm sure, will be putting himself into that sacrificial position on low HP, also carrying the bomb. So needs to be careful, though, especially as Innocent is now wrapping around the back, and he finds Snappy. Now, he did drop the bomb to one of his teammates, so it's not completely a disaster just yet, but it has now fallen into that territory. Sobol with the dualies is going to connect the headshot, leaving it down to Ujerks, who had to peek him. He only had about 6 seconds on the clock. It's all about that wraparound from Innocent, though. A huge call, perfectly timed.
But let's see how this one plays out. He's not going to get a chance to do anything with it because he's already been found by Flay in the middle, though. The immediate return, but double spray down from Innocent. They wanted to really speed that up. Like, once they got the kill, you could tell they wanted to put some pressure on the mid and probably the B bomb site. But Innocent steps up and knocks them both down.
He may not be at the top of the list, and when you think of Polish players, but you speak to Polish CS fans, Innocent is up there, legendary status. And he's showing us again why. Like, he is the oldest player, other than Snappy, on the server. 14 frags, leading the charge for his team. He's had so much impact, some really good calls as well across it. And him and that Sparrow combination in the coach role is working a charm for Venom. HFAR doesn't even need to get this kill necessarily, but he has rounded it in, and it leaves Snappy on 11 kills in his own right, has had a couple of doubles and multi-frag positions, but look at all the utility as well that Venom have. They can draw him out, flashing through. 2 players pushing on Cat, now going to be mollying behind that one. Lands in the smoke a little bit awkwardly, but it's going to funnel Snappy to the backside of Goose. And while he tries to move forward, Innocent is there once again to collect for a 3K in the round, and Venom pick up a 9th.
Yeah, really nice attempt from Snappy, to be honest, but the amount of utility that was going against him there was overpowering. So far, it's a bit of a struggle, but, you know, we're not in the overtime territory yet, where typically that's when things can tilt quite a bit. Sobel back here, hoping to get the timing down right. He's got a teammate with him. It's flash already over. He's going to immediately throw that out. They can't see a thing as they come in, and actually Clocky is there in the corner, just able to get the double spray down. Sobel has just been a demon. His accuracy, it looks like he's even moving when he's getting half of these shots off, but it doesn't matter with the M4A1. Maybe it would be cool to see Wrinkle also with the AWP a bit more, but obviously they've had the problems with the economy to begin with. Sobel put the test again. The fire and the flames and the bullets on top will take care of both of those players trying to push out. NiP setting up for some of the smokes here. It's a little bit slower than what Venom were doing. Venom were already basically running towards the bomb site at this stage, and that little slowdown allows for some more grenades to come out and counter. It's also a 5 versus 3, so Venom don't really have to do that much to take the fight. They can just wait until NiP try to get a bit closer. Mid-air shot, as I think Shush are trying to make the jump up there just to see if anyone was on the other side. Snappy's going to end up going down last. There's just a single casualty on the Venom side as they get very close now to winning the map.
That is a potential banana peel and a real problem they have to contend with.
They're speeding this one up. They want to see if they can surprise them, but it doesn't look like Venom are going to be surprised. Look at how many people they got. The speed behind this, normally you'd catch that A-bomb site a little bit more undefended, but instead they're slowed down as the grenades keep on raining through. There's just no stopping them right now, it seems. Flay will hit the shot, and UJiJieHao, in spite of all the bullets there in the Galil, only able to get the one kill at the end of it. 2v2, and they've done a good job for a second, but it's still just not enough. Venom powering through. They have the whole squad ready to go. It's very well played, and too much for NiP to handle.
And Venom absolutely destroyed NiP on Dust 2. Nuke is our next destination, Anders, and it's going to have to start a lot better for NiP if they want any chance of this one.
Well, they made their way past Sobel to begin with. That's at least a bit of a start here. Shush going to get traded up, but he did get the kill on ClockU to begin with, which means they've got control of the B-bomb site, and they are not slowing down. Straight in there. Snappy's got the bomb, but before they try and plant it, they're pushing forward. Oh, they actually guess it. It's a nice read there, but Innocent still hits the shot. The Glock is not going to be able to do that much. There was 3 people on the other side, and Wrinkle, you could already tell as soon as he misses the first headshot there, he is going to die every single time. So I like the speed, I like the follow-through from NiP, but ultimately it doesn't matter. Great retake coming in from Venom. Well, we're here for it. It's a worthy sacrifice. Shout out to NiP for doing that. Sobel gonna fall back from the ramp. Pretty good to see. Flay realizing they could divert and try and go, you know, up onto the A-bomb side instead. It's UJiJieHao actually coming in with a nice shot. That's the Galil powering on through. And ClockU back here. That is a weird smoke, but it's going to block out Innocent nonetheless. Bombs planted here, and so far so good for NiP. They can stretch out and get another kill, and they absolutely can. Then they are pretty solid right now. You can see Venom are already disengaging from the retake. They don't want to do it any longer. That is absolutely huge.
They got to admire the fact that NiP basically just run it back. It's almost identical to the pistol round all over again. Didn't work out for them that time, but with the Tech 9s and the Mac 10s, they did catch Venom off guard, and ClockU and Sobol both sent packing. One concern for me on Venom, I will say, and I was thinking about it a couple of times on Dust 2, but it just never materialized, is it does seem Innocent is going to get a couple of exit frags out of this, and then Kratos, oh, you can see his reaction as well. He's gutted. He got hit by the bomb in midair and then just crushed himself on the ground.
Such a classic way to try and deal with that. So I'm sure Venom are discussing that at this very point in time. How do we stop that from happening? Because it is getting really annoying.
Yeah, and what was cool about that previous round as well is, although NiP did end up going down the ramp, they initially were trying to really flirt with the idea of pushing out of Mini instead. Trades, though, are favoring Venom. They go for the lobby crunch. Haffa gets himself a kill on Wrinkle and trades up. Suddenly, this is getting a little bit sketchy for NiP.
Yeah. Honestly, UJiJieHao is kind of fortunate to be alive. He had that early battle inside of the smoke against ClockU. Barely made it out alive. They are sneaking their way down. Shush, I think, is trying to see if he can investigate down below, but he's already going to come back out. Kaspersky, the next to go down. This is supposed to be a bit of an easy round for NiP, but it's not really worked out that way. UJiJieHao's low on health, and he gets dropped by HFA, who's now working on a quad kill. He's already got 3 of them. Shush is down here, but the bomb, not really sure where it is at the moment. Certainly not in his possession. Gonna get peeked aside, swiped by Sobel, and 3 people survive. They get to pick up an AK, and M4 they steal back in their hands, and more than that, they get to slow down NiP before they can really build the momentum here.
Like you said, I do need to see more from him, though. I'm very curious to see what he's going to bring to the table. He's got an open play. Let's see how he utilizes it.
Flash is pretty good, but Innocent already had the crosshair in the right position. Snappy wanted to see if he can make the run through here. You jerks definitely been hurt. Innocent is well aware that could be someone on the other side there. Smoke goes up, and they do just spot a player. Kaspersky's the next to go down, so NiP bleeding players.
We haven't really seen NiP go for that as of yet. Like, they did get aggressive outside early in this round, but they got instantly knocked back. Didn't fully invest behind it. Now they're going to go for that late play. But you're going to have about 20 seconds by the time they get up into heaven if they do decide to try and hit onto the A site. And that's where Sobol may only need to get the 1 frag. That could be enough to seal the deal. The timing is good. The spray is there. And this round just falls apart for NiP. No casualties for Venom. 10 seconds left. They finally got 1 pick, but they're not going to have enough time to get on the bomb. They have to save.
What an unbelievably awkward angle for Sobel to hold. It looked like he was getting sort of sprayed in that corner, but he didn't really take any damage, and then he just crouched his way out to get the kill. That was really interesting.
Maybe Big's less of they've obviously gone down a fair bit since they got that win. But a win against an RV is no joke. So you expect the CT side is going to be good, but like, what kind of amount of rounds are they going to have to play with? Huge pick early on, though, onto Innocent.
Yeah, he was trying to grenade that one open. That almost seemed like it was a bit of a trick, to be honest. You just jump down there onto the mini roof, and they are all going down. Normally, this is like a 4-1, where you've got like one T in lobby. That's not the case right now. The entire NiP team slow walking it. They're going to run into Sobel at some point down here, and the question is, yeah, look at how open he is. This is really dangerous. When they pop open that door, I think with the M4A1, it's going to be very hard to stop them. They're going to flood out onto the bomb site. You can see how wide the angle is. I don't know why Snappy doesn't have the gun in hand. Did he have a knife? What is happening? They just drop like flies. The bomb is planted, sure, but they should have been able to trade out Sobel almost instantly, and instead, it kind of blows up in their face. What a weird round.
It just seemed like it never occurred to them that a player could be on the site, which just seems crazy to me. Like, I understand that typically Venom have been playing on the periphery of the site, but it's completely and utterly fell to pieces. And you look at the fact that was basically a 4 versus 1. Like, Innocent was alone. Flay was making moves down on ramp, but he wasn't quite in position just then.
Obviously, a great advantage for NiP. Question is, how much will they want to go for this Venom? I think in a 4-on-5, you're going to want to try and do this. But a lot could come down to whether or not they could find Shush in the beginning. And then the Mac-10 here should be a kill. He's getting flanked as well. How is he successful in finding the kill? But still, it is on. They've got the kits. At least 1 or 2 here. They got to smoke as well on Innocent. So if they just get 1 good kill, they can smoke that bomb and put a lot of pressure on NiP to try and fight. But they have to get a little bit closer first. We'll see. Flash around the corner. Clock opening up the door. Instant pick up on Wrinkle. Nobody there to trade it either. They know where Snappy is as well, but already that bomb is smoked off, and now they're going straight for the defuse. Fighting out in the open. Kaspersky, can he find the defuser? He cannot. It's going to be Cockyu instead, getting the round on his side, and Venom. I mean, it's a very expensive round, but they had the money to burn there. I feel like NiP are struggling a lot more. I don't love this position for Flay. I feel like it's so dangerous. He's going to get some backup here, but Sobel, we'll see if he can do anything. Molotov is already down, burning Flay. He's still burning inside of it, trying to stay alive. And honestly, great job even getting the kill, but it does cost Sobel his life at the same time. So 3 versus 4. And a good path right here. Ujack's going to be going down. Cocky just running forward. That's way too much of an assumption. Wrinkle getting his first kill.
And this realistically should just be a save. I mean, you got $450 on Innocent. You've got a lot of money elsewhere, but they're looking for those exit frags. It will be a 1 and done as Shush pulls out his Tech 9. Bomb radius pretty far. 41 HP. Gonna be close, but he should survive on 4. It's crazy, isn't it, how far the bomb that actually travels now on Nuke.
He's really nailed it. I love it. Yeah, the chat is definitely mad. They expect more out of NiP. Honestly, I vibe with them on that because I expect more out of this NiP team too. We read out the names, like this seems pretty solid to me, but obviously they're playing below that level, whatever the expectation is here. It feels like the community wanted more, and Maybe this isn't a round where they can have an opportunity. The flank is in for UJerk. Snappy's getting a kill. Shush as well. UJerk's finally activated, and Snappy in the mini. That's just a series of isolated fights that are so hard to stop for Venom. I think if you had to boil this round down to something, you would have to say Venom had no idea where NiP were on this round. They just got so deep in behind enemy lines that by the time they realized it was too late.
Almost traded positions, but Flay is going to keep himself in with a chance. He has an incendiary, has a kit, and a HE. If he can bypass and guess correctly here with this incendiary, it stands to reason at this point he's cleared a lot of angles. If he can get this kill, ooh, it wasn't far off on Snappy, but I think he has now missed his chance. Incendiary up into heaven. And UJerks with 78 HP can afford to push through that Molotov and deny. It could have got super close, though. If UJerks was low HP there, that honestly could have been a defuse for Flay.
Assuming they don't find some early kills here with the 5-7, the Deagle, or the MP9s, there is a reasonable chance here that NiP could, tie up the game, and at that point, they are probably in a good position to win the map, although that's a nice shot.
I can't argue with that. Innocent has just drilled into the head of UJerks, never stood a chance. Oh, slow peeking into a Deagle always makes me a little bit nervous. And he's going to back away. Clock with the meanwhile. Oh, two massive 5-7 headshots. Not like this, NiP. We were just giving you some praise. We had some optimism.
No more, Vince. The optimism has died. I don't know. No optimism, no stoicism. I don't know what's left here at this point in time, but they're in a deep hole at the moment. That's such a gift to them, right? It's the low by round
6-6, something like that. They could still pull it off, of course, but against Deagles and 5-7s, like, you should never be even close to losing this round. They have managed to sneak their way into main, though. Innocent is in hot pursuit. Meanwhile, Klocku through the smoke gets put down. There's a team kill thrown in the mix. It's backfired spectacularly. NiP go down as Innocent double sprays. Oh, dear. And that body language says it all from Snappy, doesn't it?
This is amazing information for the team. They're going to have such a good read on what's coming.
Laying down allows HFA to back off onto the side behind the silos. They're trying to desperately wrap around here. Shooting gallery, and HFA's got two. As they push through the Molotov, UJerks on 1 HP is able to stand tall and deliver one frag, but it should be no more from there. Klocku with a double, make it a triple, and it will be an 8-4 half lead to Venom on their CT side.
Like, it's in shambles at the moment. Now, Venom going to be on the T side, with NiP on the CT side. We do have the Deagle ready. There's nobody really holding ramp, but then what they've just said, okay, we're not really into... All right, UJerks is all the way back here. See if he can find something. But the pressure is on. He's not on the minimap for some reason, but he's also dead now, I suppose. Maybe the minimap was just reading future.
Snappy gets one. Is able to fall back to the lockers, but he's about to get swarmed by T's. Goes back in for the peek. He's going to have the intel. They went up into heaven. And does stand his ground to deliver one more frag. Snappy is doing it alone right now. The bomb also gets dropped down. It has now been retrieved, however. 3-play-3 is Sush and Snappy get another one. Snappy's had so much impact in this round.
Yeah, but it might not be enough here. There's still a 2v2. Gotta be super careful. Bomb is dropped in an awkward position, and that's obviously the thing that's slowly going to gravitate the rest of Venom over to this spot. They have 20 seconds, so at some point soon, they need to find these kills, or at least pick up the bomb and try and get a bit closer. Again, Shush back with a headshot now. 2 versus 2, and just 13 seconds on the clock. He's trying to see if he can make his way up the ladder, but he can't get Snappy. A nice triple here for the captain of NiP. That just wasn't the case, unfortunately. 8-5. Winning the pistol puts you in a position to maybe do a bit more. Wrinkle will take whatever we can get from his point of the side right now. Innocent, though, 2 with the Tech 9, and they find Wrinkle up on the rafters. How's that gone wrong? They had 3 people to defend the bomb site. Innocent nearly caught reloading, but UJerk still goes down. It's Sobel. A laser shot to find his head, and now Snappy just back behind the vent there. Smoke is slowly fading. How do you fight your way out of this one? I don't think you will. Sobel sprays down another one. 3 kills here for the young Polish player, and a fantastic round out of Venom once again. Yes, NiP are a bigger brand, and we know their names a lot more, but online Counter-Strike is relentless, and there are a lot of teams that end up falling, even though they should, in theory, be better. It just doesn't always work out that way. Good kill here. missing some of the basic utility normally that Molotov is thrown to stop that kind of a peak from happening. And I think Venom skipped one of the basic steps there. Might have cost them maybe a little bit of an early advantage here.
Concern for me, though, is with the lack of utility and a lot of players really without too much in terms of upgrading, like Wrinkle on the USP, they do need to go looking for information. That's what Kaspersky's done. Problem is, he's found out the cost of his life, and there is still a minute left on the clock. Venom are not going to be sweating this just yet. They're not going to be feeling the heat or the nerves. They can slowly wrap around. HVA's getting a ton of intel right now, and they're moving together in a claustrophobic, tight-knit angle. 1-for-1 trade, not ideal, but Clocku can make the most of this. He has the position to punish.
Yes, he certainly does. Great turnaround as he picked up a couple of kills, leaving Snappy 35 seconds, and he's got no idea that Innocent was up on the roof of Mini will spray him down. Honestly, that's kind of a closer round. If you think about what NiP had coming into this one, it shouldn't be happening, and yet here we are. With NiP unable to put up much resistance, at least for the minute here. Slow start, so slow in fact that Innocent had a little bit of a nap in the middle of the yard, and he ends up getting jumped on, and they're just losing players left and right. That's a bit unfortunate. I'm assuming that it's not so much that Innocent is sleeping, but he's probably looking at the minimap and try to coordinate with his team. Like they're probably supposed to throw
huge comebacks already in this very tournament. We've casted a couple ourselves. We've seen a bunch of them, so there's no reason that NiP can't still crawl their way back into this. Snappy spotting players, but he gets caught. You understand why he fully focused onto the top of the vents, but he gets sideswiped by HVA, and that opens up business down in secret.
Yeah, and unlike some of the other rounds, this opening happens really early on. Wrinkle getting rocked again. He's much improved. Well, I was going to say much improved. He's up to 4 kills. I guess he has 5 because he did get a team kill. But it's better than it was in the first half, right? He had like 2 kills in the first half, so already slight improvement there. Much was probably a stretch on my part. 3 versus 5 in this one. And Sobel dancing around, keeping UJiJieHao occupied. Just the fact that he's keeping him here is just super annoying. And now he's going to actually be blocked by his teammates, Molotov. That is so funny. They locked him in there.
They did. They sacrificed him so they could get the bomb plant down. Oh, hold on a second, though. That may end up costing them dearly. UJiJieHao's big frag. HVA has the perfect angle, though, to deal with this. It's multifaceted as well. Didn't need to go for the swing. Realistically, could have just held his ground. Maybe concerned about an incendiary or a HE coming in and forcing him out of position. But now they go back in for the peak. These are mistakes from Venom. Finally showing that they are human after all.
Then there's definitely an opening here. And again, Ringle's had a very, very tough game on Nuke. So I'm sure he's feeling a bit rattled himself. We'll see if they can find a way to flash their way in. They do have 1 flashbang already, I think, and he's going to have to run for it. Now, UJiJieHao's down below has done a good job so far, right? He's taking care of HVA. That's the start of it, but now the pressure is on, and they will just tear him apart. Need to get up there and pick up the AK as soon as you can, because that's an important weapon. And the bomb not quite planted yet. You can see a little bit of a peek coming in, and Kaspersky, he knew someone was going to peek him there. They are dropping like flies on the NiP side, with Wrinkle being low and Snappy being the only one with any real health here. This is potentially a dangerous round.
It's confirmed damage as well. They know they dinked Wrinkle. So they know that realistically this is going to be a very difficult site to retake. And on top of that, you got no incendiaries, no HEs. A smoke and a flash between the two of them.
I really wanted Wrinkle to try and go for the wallbang just because it would have been so funny, but it's not going to happen here. Sneaking out, Snappy goes down, and there's no chance for Wrinkle. He must know there's just not enough health to make this work. But even then worse, like you said, the bomb radius is enormous. Could he even escape? Maybe he's just trying to stick around until the last second, hoping to get a kill, and then maybe run for it. It's going to be real risky, though. He's back into the site. Oh, no. I thought he was maybe going for the defuse right at the end, but obviously that's not the case either. He must have known that he was dead either way. They are looking for 5 rounds in a row to get this one into overtime. It doesn't feel like that is going to happen right now, I've got to be honest. Innocent is at 19 kills. HVA is at 18. And Clockyu and Sobel have still been playing very well. Flay is kind of missing out a little bit, but maybe just because there are no more kills left to be had. Opening for Flay, and Clockyu will open straight up afterwards. It's looking pretty good. Wrinkle grenaded on out of there, but a nice shot for him nonetheless. And a little bit of a flank coming in. The bomb being attempted now, just giving it all here. Flay, he knows he has to try and play for that teammate who's out in the yard.
Stop behind the smoke, though. Does he know where it's planted? It's going to go full defuse right now. There is no kit in play. Gets tagged, singed by the Molotov. The full defuse coming through. They've also reimbursed that smoke. There's no chance. NiP will snatch this round away. Innocent wasn't completely sold that the full defuse was coming in. A bit of a disaster across the board. He was the only player that reached a 1.0 rating. No players had more frags than kills. Nobody over 80 ADR, and that was Ujerks. But that poor form has continued. HFA so passive, and there is the man. We know he can significantly step his level up. That could be the difference maker. Nice double spray from Kaspersky. Much better from NiP. Flay does come in with one of his own, though.
Yeah, I mean, I fully agree. Wrinkle is way better than what we've seen in this game so far, so not the best time to have a bit of an off game. But sometimes overtime is just the thing that'll bring a player back and kind of you realize, okay, there's still an opportunity here. Certainly a couple of good kills in this one. Had a really important kill in the last round too, by the way. Perhaps a bit more of a spring in their step for NiP in some of these rounds. Ujerks is up to 20 kills, and Shush is up to 17. Wrinkle now landing a shot towards the round. So some signs of life. These are the kind of things that might bring them back. I think Ujerks might have realized how many people are here, and they were all around him. He's going to get traded out, and there is a player down below in the vent just dropping in. Is Kaspersky. They got to be so careful right here. This is really dangerous. All of Venom have made their way down below. There's nobody holding up in the lobby or anything else like that. They are all ready to try and fight for this bomb site.
So utility down as well, making sure they don't get peek from ramp. Innocent, by the way, 21 kills. Has continued that fine form. Flay, big kill. As Clockyu goes down. The bomb ticking away. 2 of the 3 remaining of the Polish players on Venom are low, but still stand their ground and deliver. As Shush comes through with 2, putting it all on Flay. Spray is good, but the HG nearly finishes him off. 4 HP left, but Kaspersky will put him down and keep NiP alive.
That was too close of a call for my liking for Venom. I don't like the fact that that smoke wall was disappearing just as they walked out, but it looks like they're kind of okay. Down below, classic jumping position for Snappy, and Sobel's going to get taken down. Innocent is now holding this alone. If he dies, the rest of this push doesn't stand much of a chance here. And they're rotating down below already. NiP, they kind of know what's coming. Wrinkle still goes down. Flay, they're trading down below at the moment, and they need to get rid of this one player. Not going to be successful. Innocent nearly hunted down, and NiP, last bit of strength has been summoned as they get the game into overtime. They don't just give up.
But then how do we get our expert analysis?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, we do need them.
Open that smoke on the squeaky was Kaspersky, but no one was there. Ujerks, meanwhile, though, is going to kick off overtime where they left off in regulation. That's with success. Sobel bypassing the smoke of his own wild spray, and a bullet does connect to the head of Kaspersky. They've actually got a 2-for-1 trade in their favor, as aggression through on main from Ujerks will yield the frag. They're concerned about Heaven, and rightfully so, but still dial in the digits and get the bomb planted.
Absolutely chaotic round, but Snappy trying to push in alone. Ujerks was coming in on the other side. He's already taking a fair bit of damage. They're very low in this 2v1 now. Molotov got the best of Clockyu, and there we go. That almost looked like it was about to be a team kill there, but I think they had it under control. At any rate, it's Venom.
I mean, if you go back to 2013, that's where Innocent was playing for Meet Your Makers. He even has recorded events back in 2011. That's how long this guy's been playing for. Meanwhile, Snappy, another veteran, is able to deal fatal damage to HFA. He did not anticipate that. The Molotov kind of sold him down the river.
Yeah, that might be an experience thing, although surely HFA knows that. But there's one position that you can be saved from that Molotov in, and it is up on that red box in there. So a bit crazy that he didn't check it. I even thought he might have heard the earlier burn damage Kaspersky going down. That's an issue. You can see Shush wants to relocate. He's trying to catch them as they make their way down, but Snappy's dead at the same time. And now they are down below. There is nobody there to contest them. The bomb is being planted.
This would be so crazy if Venom actually get a clean sweep after NiP were able to hold on from a 12-7 deficit. One of the easier kills of Flay's career as he shuts down Shush in the back. Jerks. He's had a great map so far. 27 frags come up as he doubles up now. Can try and force the T's back onto the site as they try and scramble their way back in. It's a freebie, but Innocent Spray lets him down. He's been so good today, but this will be a horrible time for his spray to come undone. But Flay is keeping the dream alive. Molotov in. Oh, what a shot as well onto Wrinkle in midair. Finishes it in style. Flay. Oh my god, this guy can flick. That was beautiful once again, but Kaspersky is able to get that lobby crunch in effect. We've not seen many of them so far from NiP. A good time to pull it out, but Kaspersky is so low. 15 HP, can't get aggressive again. Molotov actually doing a bit more harm than good. The thing is, though, NiP also possess a lot of utility of their own right. 2 incendiaries, 2 smokes. No smoke available for Venom. It's going to be harder for them to draw away one of these positions as they get caught in transition. Probably should have been a dead man there, Innocent, but he survives on 5, but just for a few more seconds as the shrapnel will seal the deal. Incendiary's now being tossed in on top of it. Time is being wasted. He has to get this full plant in. He's scared, terrified of a decon push. Here's the footsteps, 2 seconds to go. And although Kaspersky will go down with the ship, it is a round that falls underway of NiP.
To even get the game into overtime is almost nullified immediately. Some pressure as they blow open the door and throw in some classic grenades towards that mini position. Flay, though, does he see the elbow? That was really close. I feel like Wrinkle, well, he's going to be all the way dead. Not in the elbow, but straight to the chest with that AWP.
Gotta say, man, like, Flay may have had a slow dust too, and he doesn't have a ton of kills, but every kill he's got has been so impactful, and he's definitely been the pick of the 2 AWPers, that's for sure. As he puts Wrinkle in his back pocket once again. And you're saying the importance of starting off this second half of OT. Well, it's looking like it's all the way of Venom. 3 kills unanswered, and barely any damage inflicted across to the CT side.
Can't really make their way through. More grenades here from NiP. I doubt it's going to make any difference whatsoever. Innocent ready to catch them if they try and drop down the vent, and if not, they're walking into a bit of a fortress here on the A bomb side. Shush with a nice kill, but again, they're playing a 2 versus 5 with just 20 seconds now. No chance at all as it's a step closer. Venom now just need 1 more round, and they'll end up winning this in overtime. 27 and 21 kills on those 2 players. They've been doing more than you could have asked for, really. Question is, can they get them another couple of rounds here? Trade it off, picking up the AK immediately and throwing in the incendiary. I don't think that burned anyone, but yeah, if you get the sound off of that cue, sometimes it'll tell you a lot about what's happening on the other side.
Exactly that, yeah. Speaking of which, he has just taken a bit of damage himself, so they know now where he is roughly, and they're able to capitalize on that. Hafa needed to survive a little bit longer. Instead, he goes down almost immediately, and it will appear this will be the 6th saved round on NiP. Refusing to go down. Yeah, map that both teams have had their problems and their struggles with as well, so that one's a lot closer in terms of statistics. But, I mean, what the stats matter when NiP were the firm favourites on Nuke with their crazy 85% win rate, 71% win rate on CT side. It's not fared that way. Meanwhile, though, they have sealed the first kill. Are they really going to bring this one back again? Are Venom going to be left in just depression that they can't finish this game off? HFA using that smoke. It's going to fade shortly. Does he decide to push or back off?
He wants to stay, but they've lost Jerks. That kill outside could have been huge, and look at him moving forward. This could be absolutely sick. Is there anyone behind him to stop? He's rotated in, and he's going to spray one of them down. Finally, he got shot in the back, but it was too late. HFA with a double, and they are going to try and make their escape down, but Sobel was ready and waiting, and now that's the bomb controlled. You're right, Wrinkle. A bullet to his skull, and Venom take it in overtime.